Hello, y'all. We're gonna play through Space Quest 1, Roger Wilco and the Syrian Encounter. It is the VGA version. It was released by Sierra Online in 1991. It is a spoof on the 1950s sci-fi movies. You play as Roger Wilco. He is a janitor that wakes up to find that his ship has been invaded and has to escape before the ship explodes. And his quest and hilarity ensues. The original was done in EGA. The only difference between the two are the graphics, and some of the puzzles have been changed and replaced with different solutions. We are playing the DOS version, but it did come out on Macintosh and Amiga. The gameplay is like most of the point-and-click games of this time period. The game is funny. There are a couple of Easter eggs. If you use the tongue icon on the purple spiral above the doorway Roger walks out of after acquiring the Syrian uniform on Deltar, a latex bag runs across the screen with a messed up color palette. Also, if you press the do not touch button in the escape pod, Roger will be transported to the Robin Hood conquest of Longbow universe, and of course he will die. The game supported an analog joystick or keyboard or mouse. I prefer the mouse. You know what you're doing on the game. The game is not that long, but if you don't, you'll make a lot of mistakes and have to retry over and over again. Typical of these kind of games. So make sure that if you play through this game that you click on everything and try everything. You'll get usually a snide remark or a joke or the information you need to know. Make sure that you save often and more than one saves, so that way you can go back, because certain things you'll have to go back further to fix in the game. And don't be afraid to die. It's just part of the game. And every once in a while, the stupidest solution is the right solution. So in this first installment, I'm going to get to where the big head gives you a quest, and then we'll continue on from there in the next episode. The game was designed by Mark Crow and Scott Murphy. They called themselves the two guys from Andromeda. They did a spoof on the logo for Toys R Us. It was called Droids Be Us, and ended up winning the lawsuit, but they had to change it from Droids R Us to Droids Be Us. And that was in the EGA version of the game. There were 6 games in this series, and would have been a 7th one, but that one got canceled. Alright, now that we've woken up to alarms and klaxons, it is time to get off the scow before it blows up. So let's head off to the left.
Sequence is engaged. 15 minutes till detonation.
When it tells you that you hear footsteps, you want to get off screen immediately if you can. The sooner the better, or you will die. After we check out the condition of our crewmates, we want to go into that open doorway. We need to retrieve something out of there. Alright, that's what we want. Off that pedestal for the star generator. And then we need to leave and go out. We don't want to dawdle too much. We only have 15 minutes to get off this place. Alright, get to the elevator, and then we're going to take a left and get something else that we need. We need to search this guy. We need a key card from him so we can get off this ship. Take the elevator, and once the guards go away, take the elevator again to get back up, and then go to the right. Once we get back into this room, one of the main scientists comes stumbling in. He's dying. He's going to tell you a word phrase, and that was basically the security for the game, and it gives you a code in the manual, and you use it on the computer there and retrieve a cartridge, and you need it to complete the game. Alright, now we need to go back to the left and go down the elevator and then go to the right.
Minutes till destination.
We need to take that elevator down. Alright, we need to go into the next room where there's a huge mouse and a joystick. And then when you hear the footsteps, hide behind the mouse. Alright, now go to the right side of the room, go to the panel, open up the bay doors, and then go down the elevator. You have to use the key card on the door. Now that you're in this room, go to the drawer, open it up, and retrieve the device that's in there. Then go to the closet, retrieve the spacesuit, and then go through the hatch to the escape pod. Alright, and in the escape pod, you want to hit the right button on the control panel to power it on. Then you want to push the joystick forward so that way you escape the ship. And then once you're escaped from the ship, you will hit the autopilot and you'll go to a small planet. And be sure to buckle up. Alright, now that you've safely crash landed on the planet, unbuckle your seatbelt. Once you're out of the pod, turn around and grab the survival kit that's inside, and then grab the piece of glass that came off the windshield. You will need that later. Go one screen east and then go 2 screens south. Grab a sample of the purple plant that's growing there. You'll need that too. That creature does not look like he's very nice, so let's try to avoid that guy. Now we go east twice, and then we walk up the spine of the bone structure and follow that to the end. Well, it looks like the Syrians noticed our escape and sent a droid after us. Just don't let it touch you or it'll blow you up and kill you. Alright, well that was unexpected, but now that we're down here, we need to grab that piece of stalagmite that's over there. We're going to need it here in just a second. We go to the left. There is a grate in front of you. There is something down there that will kill you if you don't take care of it. So in order to take care of it, go to your menu, inventory, take the stalagmite that you got and the purple plant, put them together. You will get the gooey stuff on the purple plant. Throw that in front of the grate and watch what happens. Now you can walk to the left and get safely by it. Use the piece of stalagmite on the vent and it'll open the door. use that piece of glass that you picked up on the lasers. It'll basically overload the system and get rid of them. Alright, this part's just about timing. You want to avoid the drips. They are acid. They will basically melt you and you will die and you'll have to try again. So it's probably wise to save before you do this. Alright, turn on the device that you got from the drawer. It's actually a translator before you walk into the next room so you can understand what the big talking head is talking about. Alright, on the next episode, we will figure out how to get rid of that creature up there so that way we can get ourselves off this planet.